Good morning to all of those that are logging in virtually this morning and joining the LCI Greater Des Moines Community of Practice monthly meeting. We are really fortunate this month to have Eli and Tom presenting on an introduction to lean thinking into DIRTT's manufactured construction and achieving measurable results. Before we start the presentation, I have a few announcements. LCI asked us to announce the Lean in Design Forum. It is being held live in person in Phoenix, Arizona, as noted May 4th and 5th. Registration is open, so if you're on the design side, the design build side, or a constructor that liked more information, I highly advise you to attend this conference the first week of May. And the next event that LCI has in their calendar is the 24th LCI Congress. And they're holding this live in New Orleans, October 18th through the 21st. There's a link to go register. And one more announcement, would like to acknowledge a national financial sponsor of the LCI Communities of Practice, Bosch, with their product named Refine My Site.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Larry. Thanks everybody for joining this morning. I am going to be brief in my portion of the presentation because I'm eager to hand the slides and talking points over to my esteemed colleague, Ellie. Ellie is up at our Calgary factory in Alberta, Canada. But what I thought I should do to help explain why and how we introduce lean thinking is to explain a little bit about what DIRTT is. I manage the central US market development for DIRTT. So I'm based here in Iowa. I'm a member of the LCI team for Greater Des Moines and a proponent of lean principles. Lean and DIRTT have become strong partners in the sense that we are seeking to bring efficiencies and bring value to end users within the construction world. We do that because we are a leader in manufactured construction. We deliver a multi-trade prefab assembly through a network of authorized teams, as you can see in this map, throughout North America, and then multiple factory locations. DIRTT is unique in its capabilities to quickly and efficiently address the changing demands within commercial, healthcare, and educational environments. Within Iowa, we go to market through a team called Pigott and their offices throughout the state of Iowa. And they can leverage each of our manufacturing facilities to get just what our clients need to their job site in really an extraordinarily short amount of time. Within 4 to 5 weeks, we can be on site and assembling those interiors. So again, what is it that we're making will help you understand Eli's talk about how we've embedded lean practices into our manufacturing. Because from our factories can come pre-engineered timber frame structures, interior solid and glass walls, a variety of doors, and custom casework. This might sit upon a nimble platform of a low access, a low profile floor for your data and power distribution, factory installed electrical, pre-terminated networks. And then within the context, let's just look at what prefab is. And in this case, you're very aware of a single trade prefab, such as you see here, mechanical systems made off-site, brought into the building, lessening the time on site by the various trades. A second version is what's referred to as volumetric prefab or pods, in which a complete room is delivered, such as a patient environment, a bathroom, even an apartment or a hotel room can be craned into place. What we're referring to and what DIRTT specializes in is a multi-trade prefab that arrives from any one of our modern manufacturing facilities to your job site, and it arrives partially assembled. That allows the envelope of the building to be completely enclosed. And then essentially this kit of parts, these components or modules, can be brought in through existing doorways, windows, up elevators, stair carried by a small crew, and then essentially tilted up into place. So just as a precursor for what Ellie will explain to you, let me show you what that job site might look like. So in this case, as you look across this, you'll see no walls in this job site. But what you'll see is a wide open space for the trades to complete their work in a clean environment. They can roll their racks back and forth, work overhead with their sprinklers, get ceilings in place, mechanical systems in place, floor coverings in place, all before any of the DIRTT provided walls, those multi-trade assemblies arrive. Because this is a cleaner job site, earlier in the project schedule, you can begin your high-tech data work, sensitive assemblies, and we can pre-ship electrical for your contractor to install before the walls arrive. Floor coverings, again, go in throughout the space before the walls. Working with our project management team, we're going to mark out the floors for material transitions, maybe core drills. But again, you see a wide open and clean job site long before any of the DIRTT actually arrives. And now you're seeing these come in through a window on a boom. This is the 4th floor medical clinic in Illinois. They're arriving partially assembled, so you need less staging area for the materials. So they can be brought in and put up in place rather quickly. You're seeing aluminum frames pre-wired with modular power, conduit for data, acoustic insulation. This goes up quickly before the finishes are applied. So you can have your other trades do their work, call for inspections, and the most vulnerable element, the finished skins, be put on last, really the last thing before furniture. So last piece I'll share is, what does DIRTT look like? And it can look like whatever your client and design team are asking you to put together. This happens to be Kiewit's headquarters in Omaha. You see a variety of powder coat frames, glass, solid walls, wood veneer finishes, the use of interior timber frame, integration of technology and markable erasable finishes. Place-making elements, interior canopies, high-impact graphics, embedding technology. So as you can see, DIRTT can really look like anything, take on the attributes of anything. And work in whatever environment that may need to be. Healthcare, commercial, education. So with that as background, that's at least allows you to understand what DIRTT looks like, the kit of parts that we are bringing to the job site, and then what that job site looks like during construction, long before we even arrive. With that, I'm going to hand this over to my colleague Ellie, who's up at our Calgary factory. I'm going to stop sharing. Ellie, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, but as you can see from this screen, Ellie's background really puts DIRTT at an advantage when we were lucky enough to bring him on board into our leadership team, and the excellence that he's brought to our organization.
So it's something like that. Before we're going to start, I want to show you guys a quick.
Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät und das Gerät. Überlebensradar.
Mayday, Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
So good morning, everybody. What are you thinking about? So first of all, it's 6:30 here a.m. in the Calgary, and I speak 5 languages. So if I'm going to move from a language to a language, just you can feel free to tell me, and I will switch back to English. When I'm going to talk about lean and TOC, the theory of constraint, I'm very excited because this is something that I'm used to, and I'm in love in that. but feel free to stop me whenever. I cannot see you, so ask me question, and feel free to interfere whenever you want. So I have a master black belt. Most of my experience coming from Motorola, Six Sigma, but also from construction and also from oil and gas. The agenda for today, I'm going to talk about the lean culture. I'm going to talk about the DIRTT production system, our QMS, DIRTT quality management system, and DIRTT process engineer. And then we're going to have some QA. Everybody can see okay the screen, full screen? Okay, so I have a question, and please feel free to interfere. What's the goal of the business? What everybody think? What is the goal?
Make money.
Exactly. Why are we waiting for that? Yes, the goal of the business is to make money. Everybody agree. Everybody like to come to work, but everybody will prefer to be in Hawaii if they don't need to come to work, Hawaii or a different location. In order to make money, there's three things. Everybody know: throughput up, operation expense down, and inventory down. That's how you make money. If you don't take in that consideration, those three things, something wrong. So how to start a lean culture? When we started the lean culture here in DIRTT 4 years ago, we started from 0 point. 0 point, the meaning of that, it's we didn't have a department for continuous improvement, didn't have department from quality, and didn't have department from engineering. So you start from zero. First of all, you need to recruit the people, etc. Start the philosophy. It's really zero. Start from your team zero, and then go to the facility that don't have experience. So there's 4 steps. First of all, you need to understand what's the constraint of the business. When you understand the constraint, you need to focus on the bottleneck. I usually all the time try to say to everybody, don't try to improve everything, just focus on your bottleneck. Focus on the root cause, because if you're going to fix the leaf, you're not going to improve. There's no way you're going to improve if you touch the leaves. You're going to do cosmetical things that are going to look nice, shiny, but eventually you're going to go back to the same norm. By the way, understanding what is your constraint and finding the bottleneck, that's the hardest things. Without that, it's really hard to find, but when you find the real bottleneck, you're on the right way. Then you need definitely to understand the A type of waste. And I don't need to go with you guys over the A type of waste, but really need to embrace them and understand them and make sure your team understand that. The other thing, you need to engage your people, empower the employee. We call it every person, everything, and every day. Make sure they're part of your continuous improvement. Without the operator, without the employee at the facility, there's no way you're going to succeed. They need to be part of your lean culture. The last thing, you need to use data tools and add values. When I say add value, you add values to the internal customer and external customer. Doesn't matter who is your customer, you need to make sure that you add value to him. What is not adding value, just don't do it. So those are the 4 things that we really follow here at DIRTT. I want to start, what was the basic for us to start? So we built our 3 departments, as I mentioned, the operation excellent, the quality, and the engineering. Those 3 departments are working as a one team. They lapping each other, they supporting each other. But the motto that I really want to make sure that we see here, it's fall in love with the problem, not with the solution. We really emphasize to make sure problem are coming to the surface. Tell me the problem, it's okay. I want to know the problem. If you don't tell me the problem, I cannot help you. And you will see I have another nice quote. We call it, if it's not red, I cannot help. So we had a really culture here of everything is good. Everything is good, no issues. Then if everything is good, continue doing whatever you're doing. If you go tired home, I'm okay with that. Our goal is to make sure that you're coming, and if you're standing in front of the machine and just watching your phone, I know it's not allowed to, but if you watch your phone and the machine is doing everything, perfect. We're on the right way. So the DIRTT production system. DIRTT production system. What is our production system? First of all, we said there's a lot of theory and philosophy out there. You need to understand what philosophy you want to choose and what philosophy will work for you. Not everything what's working for Motorola, what's working for Toyota is going to work for you. I also add to that, choose from those philosophy and you can change and you can add. Everybody's afraid that if they, example, take A3 report, they need to follow those steps. If it's not working for you, take 3 things that's going to work from A3 and make sure it's working for you. Make sure that it's adding value to you. If it's not adding value, don't do it. So we choose to follow 3 philosophy. The lean that everybody know, that identifying the waste, eliminate waste, and add value. That will what we said. Let's first of all follow the lean. Then we said, okay, the Six Sigma is good. It's eliminate the variation. Make sure that because we're going to talk about also quality, make sure that we're really producing a good product with good quality, and there's no much variation. So if the product will be in Calgary produced or in Savannah, it's going to be the same product. And the last thing that I really like is the TOC, the Theory of Constraint by Ellie Goldrod. He have the same name like me, so that's why I really like him. But he was a very smart person, and I was attending few sessions in the university with him. Really what he's talking about, identifying the constraint. When you identify the constraint, easy. But that's a problem to identify the constraint. Sometimes you focus on the wrong thing. It's not your bottleneck. It's not your constraint. And as I said, you're going to fix the leaves. So our DIRTT production system, we established in April 2019. We have OPEX representative in each plant. The goal for that really an OPEX person will be at the floor, at the line, with the operator, with the employee, making sure that we're following the value that we put in place. We established three pillars, and I'm going to talk about each pillar. We said, first of all, let's focus on people, because people, it's the most important thing. Let's have system in place, and let's have processes in place. So when we talk about people, pillar number 1, what we said, okay, it's nice that we're going to talk lean, and I'm going to talk 8 type of waste, and I'm going to talk about Muda and etc., but they're not going to understand me. So let's make sure they understand what we're talking. So we build an internal program in-house. We're training in-house all our employee in a few categories. Lean 101, any employee that start with DIRTT, we choose few tools that's going to work for them when they come into the line. After 3 months that he's with DIRTT, he's going to go through that session. It's a 2-hour session. Basic tool, 5S, some safety stuff, some 8 type of waste, just to introduce him for Lean 101. Then we also said all employee, but sometimes it's not really true. We want most of your leader to be part of the yellow belt. We want supervisor, leads, people that really will take that into the different level. We're going to train them to the yellow belt. Yellow belt, it's a training for 3 days, and it's in class, and then you have a day and a half at your line to implement something that you learn. So if you learn 5S, you're going to do some 5S. If you learn setup time reduction, you're going to do some setup time reduction. Then we have a green belt. This is a week and a half session, also in class and in at your line, a different level. You learn more tools. You have a project also to deliver, and eventually you also have a test to pass. And eventually you have individual project that you need to present. So you go back to your manager, you said, hey, I want to do a project. Which projects I should focus? Where is our constraint? Or you should identify by himself where is the constraint and then do a good project for his work area. A black belt also we're doing here. Black belt, we try to do most of the, for the plant manager to make sure that they're also part of that. It's a session of 4 months, not every day. A few days every few weeks, and they also go on other tools from black belt and make sure that they really part of the training, green belt, yellow belt, and Lean 101. And master black belt, we have one person, myself, at this point of time. We need to remember in the pillar number 1, the people, it starts with the first thing, respect. Everybody know, I don't need to say that. Respect is the basic, training and engagement. Those are the 3 things that really I believe. And I think if you follow those 3 things, you have them on board. Remember, if you don't have respect, if you don't train, if you don't engagement, if there's no engagement, you're gonna lose them. They want to feel part of the change. They want to be part of that. They are the process owner. They know better than me, so I'm involving them in everything. It's like I all the time said to them, if I'm coming to your living room and I'm changing your living room, definitely after I'm going to finish the visit, I'm going to go home, you're going to put everything back the way it was. And that's what happened. So we want to make sure that they're part of everything. And this is a good example of our wall of fame, I call it, how we make that simple for them, empower them by any change. It's a good change, but make sure that you change something. If you're familiar, there's another philosophy, it's called 2 seconds of lean, when he's talking about improve your work area every day by 2 seconds. What we say, train every person, improve everything, everything, and share the best practice, because we have facilities in Savannah, we have in Rock Hill, we have in Calgary. Let's share, make sure that what we're doing in Calgary, the best, we're going to do that in Savannah. What we do in Savannah, we're going to do that. That's one of our constraints that I'm dealing now when there's a small fight between facilities, so they don't really want to share the right because they still want to be the superstar. So that's sometimes a competition, not all the time. So the circle here, it's train, improve, and share. This is a good example because what we notice, there's sometimes with the employee, they get frustrating with the form. What form should I do? How should I do that? What letter? Make simple, before and after, what you're gonna improve. Don't need too much word. Show me what you did before, show what you did and after, and we put them on the wall. Try not to complicate the process for them. And then again, share, make sure that we have a TV in each location that flipping between, I call it the propaganda. Make sure that you share that and everybody see that in the TV, in the lunchroom, in any location. So you share your best improvement, you share the people that got the award, etc. So after we finish pillar 1, people, we're gonna go to pillar number 2, the system. So what system is important? The engine of continuous improvement that we decided to use here, it's called SQDIP. It stands for safety, quality, delivery, inventory, and productivity. In each category, we're measuring something else. In safety, we're measuring the tariff, the total recordable incident frequency. In quality, we're measuring the deficiency, external and internal. Delivery, we're measuring the OTIF, on time in full, or RTS, ready to ship. Inventory, our inventory accuracy, and productivity, we're gonna measure the OEE. OEE stands for overall equipment effectiveness. It's how pretty much your machine is working. And it's measuring the downtime, setup time, it's measuring your performance, your speed of the line, and of course, the quality. That's, I call it the engine of our continuous improvement. So how this system is it's working. You see, we have this board and knowledge board in front of that. In each area, you can have that in your machine, in your work area, in your huddle room, at your line. Every location you can have that board. Some people tracking different letter, but usually I like to, safety, of course, everybody will track, quality, everything. The productivity, you choose what productivity you want to talk and what delivery. And we have 3 levels of meeting in front of the board. Level 1, level 2, and level 3. You can call it tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Doesn't matter how you want to call it. Level 1, it's all line. When you're coming in the morning, very simple. What was good yesterday, what was bad, what is expecting for us, what was on safety yesterday. If we had any issue of recordable, then it's a red day, and I'm going to talk about that. If you have first aid or near a miss, that's not a red day, that's a good one because we want them to share. Remember, they're afraid when it's red. So we try to say recordable, No issues. Tell us. Sorry, not recoverable. Near a miss and first aid, we want to know about that. We talk about the quality. They talk about quality, productivity, and delivery. What is their commitment for today? That's on level 2, level 1. Then we move to level 2, different hour. It's the plant manager. The plant manager and the support team will go from each station. And here, the operator is feeding him the information. He's telling him, hey, safety was good, quality was good, productivity was that, and delivery, I'm going to commit today for that. And he's going to put, you can do every hour or every 3 hours when you have that SIG, the short interval control, when you want your supervisor to go between the line or between the station to make sure that they are on time. Remember, you want to do that. Don't come to at the end of the day and you ask them to produce 200 walls and they produce only 100. And then at the end of the day, they will tell you, I was waiting for the forklift for 5 hours. I was waiting for maintenance for 2 hours, etc., etc. So that's why move between the lines. That's the mission of the supervisor. Make sure that the line is running. That's in level 2. The level 3, it's operation level. It's where you have the COO, the VPs, and the plant manager, and they're talking about what was going on. It's very important to make sure that in that level, again, you talk about the problem, you take initiatives. Some things that cascade from the CEO to the VP, and it will cascade down to the plant manager. So those are the 3 levels. So how the system work? So as you can see, we have board in each location, and we have those letters with the dates. Every day, you check if you're green or red. You decided with your team what is your baseline, upper control limit or low control limit, depending how you want to track that. Make sure that you give them something that it's achievable at the beginning. So go high, slowly go down. Don't go immediately, yeah, we're going to change the world and we improve our productivity by etc. amount. Make sure that it's something achievable because you want them to arrive to that goal. After you put the goal, you go in between each letter, each day. If it's a red day or green day. And remember, fall in love with the red. I want to see the red. If it's not red, I'm a little bit hesitate. I'm going to ask you, are you sure it's a green day? If it's a red day, there's a 2 option here. If it's a quick fix, I call it a Kaizen Blitz. What happened, how it happened, and how we can prevent that to happen again. If you can tell me, and I will give you an example. The operator was not trained and he missed checking the board. Perfect. That's what happened. How can you prevent that? Every employee now need to be trained. Perfect. Put that you see here, there's a small sheet that it's called IRS, issue root cause solution. Put who is responsible, because we're going to track that it will not happen again. I'm okay that you're going to do that once mistake, second time mistake, the third time. I'm going to ask you a question, what's going on? Like, are we following what we're saying we're following? Now, that's a quick fix. That's a Kaizen Blitz that I can solve that immediately. Or if it's something that really need more, I'm going to take it to a Kaizen. Kaizen that it's a event, you're going to do a course function. Depending what you want to solve. Usually, I really like the Kaizen Blitz because it's quick, fast, and immediately implement. If it's a Kaizen that really want to do something else, you're going to take that to the Kaizen if it's cross-function Kaizen, or a small Kaizen that's really, it's going to take only 3 or 4 days to improve that. So pretty much how the system work, as you can see here, we collecting the data. And I will show you a few ways how we collect the data. We're collecting the data from different, we have visual display, we have some report that we're collecting, and that bring us the information. That will feed the level 1, level 2, level 3. We're going to prioritize the problem solving and continuous improvement. That's pretty much our engine of continuous improvement. So this is the heart of continuous improvement, when you bring all the problem from the line in those levels. Pillar number 3 is optimization and standardization. Make sure that everybody is doing the same. And how we're going to do that? And with make sure that you're doing the process analysis, you're doing Kaizen event, you're doing Kaizen Blitz, you're doing project typical cross function, and you're doing those training, yellow belt, green belt, and black belt. And of course, I don't need to mention, you standardize your process. SOPs, that I can tell you 100% that not all the time we follow all the SOPs. It's nice to say that I can tell you that 100% we have SOPs, but are we following them all the time? No, we don't. But that's, again, culture of change, how you change the culture to make sure that everybody's doing the same. Some of the project that I want to share with you, when I say here project cross-function, one of the main projects that we did in DIRTT, we moved from a production of stationary to one-piece flow. So when I started here at DIRTT, we were producing in station. So you collect the material, you bring it to the station, you cut it, you move it then to the CNC, then you move it to the assembly line, then you move it to the package. We're doing that 20 years, no need to change. But the guy like me come smart and say, okay, guys, why we cannot do that as a one-piece flow? Let's make sure that we can change the way we're doing. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we move our line, all our aluminum manufacturing now are producing in a one-piece flow. So it's coming from cutting to the CNC, to the assembly, to the packaging immediately. So we move from potentially days, because when you cut, you're going to cut some batches, you're going to put that in the CNC, is going to wait. We move from potential day to seconds. It can be minutes, and that's huge for us because that's improve our cycle time, that's improve our throughput, our labor, and of course our efficiency, because when you cut and move it to the CNC and then it's coming to the assembler, if somebody did mistake, they can see that immediately instead of only in the second day. What I'm going to look at the work order, what happened, and why is that? So that's a problem. So really, one piece flow for us was a game changer for DIRTT. Then another project that I want to share with you, it's our plant, a Rock Hill plant, a new plant that we were part of designing and be part of building that. So I'm going to share with you a video. Oh,
There we
I
are.
think it's in the factory because it's a rather long building. It's just a great way to get around.
We're here in Rock Hill, South Carolina at our new DIRTT manufacturing facility.
DIRTT is a company that uses industrialized construction methods to produce interior spaces for our clients. In this plant, we start with raw MDF or medium density fiberboard sheets. We prime them, cut them into panels, finish them to the customer's specifications. Then we drill and clip, package and ship the panels to our clients.
In a 12-hour shift, we're set up to produce 900 tiles.
The unique thing about this location is that the product goes from the start of the line to the end of the line without being touched by human hands. That gives us enormous productivity benefits as well as reducing the amount of handling and time wasted in producing the panels.
So from a quality perspective, I think our quality is going to be much higher than it's ever been. Everything that we've integrated into the line is built for high-speed manufacturing, that we can gather data quickly, make decisions immediately as a team, and continue to run the line.
We have an automated defect detection system built into the line that checks the panels after they are finished.
There's a lot of subjectivity that's involved when a human's making a determination if something is good or bad. We've tried to take the subjectivity out of it.
The Rock Hill plant gives us the additional capacity that we need to achieve our business growth goals. In addition, we can cut down the shipping distances and time to ship our panels to our end clients. Quality is built into the panels at every step of the process. Each panel is verified for quality as it reaches the end of our line.
so that's the new facility in Rock Hill, one-piece flow also to the wood. Calgary is still not one-piece flow. We're still gonna work and improve here, but Rock Hill, it's just one-piece flow from the beginning till the end. So those are the project, the two projects. The last project that I want to share with you is the visual display. It's really important to know what's going on at your line, at your facility, at your station. you want to be on track. What's going on? But there's a few reasons for that. First of all, you need to empower your operator. Make sure you're sharing with him what is your target, what to actually produce, where is the problem at the line. He needs to know what's going on. If you don't know, how can he improve? So we decided to go to visual display, first of all, to empower our operator, to empower our managers, to make sure that they understand what's going on the line. They can see at the desk when they're sitting in a different location what exactly is going on in the line. And if the line is down, they're going to receive an email. Your line is down. Go check what's going on. It's down because of that. So respond immediately. And the last thing, we empower our leaders to do statistical, to understand what's going on. The line is down because maintenance this month took too much time. It's down because the operator runs slow. And I want to share with you how we can see that now live. So this is a good example from Calgary. Now you're watching live. You can see all my machine, my station. Yellow, it's standby. It's not working. Red, it's down. It's waiting for the operator to scan the reason why it's down. Blue, it's there in the setup. Green, it's good. I like to see green, but also, as I said, I like to see also red. So green is red, and you can see it's updated every second. This is the supervisor can come to his desk and do all those admin, but he still can see what's going on at the line. Then if we're going to go to the manager's support, he can tell him, he can print a report what was happening in his line. You see how he was down for 15 hours for the last 30 days for programming. So if I'm now a plant manager, I'm going to talk with the programming guys, what's going on with you. 15 hours, something is not kosher here. Give me some explanation. I'm going to ask question. And also, it's not that I'm going to put them under the gun. I'm going to send the report before, and I'm going to make sure, hey, I'm coming to ask you. So make sure that you have the answers. Load material, uncategorized downtime. This is I don't like to see, because this is the meaning of that. The operator did not scan why it's down. And remember, when you don't scan, when it's red, you don't scan, I cannot help. So make sure that you scan what's the reason. Visual display, it's giving us online what's going on the line, how the operator is operating, and where's the main problem, where's the bottleneck of that line or that station. What's nice in that, you can transfer that to your Power BI. With the Power BI, everybody know, you can do whatever you want. I can design my report. I can do reporting. I will give you an example of our report. I can slice it, dice it, whatever, however I want. I can see next year, last year. I can see exactly where if I have extra capacity at my line. Yellow, it's mean I have capacity. Line is not utilized. So really, going back to the Power BI, it's giving you opportunity to go more into this investigation and see where's the variation there. And the last thing, when I have data, I can do a nice, remember SQDIP, electronical. So if people want to go home and watch that, they can feel free. They can see that from their house and see exactly what's going on at the line now, or they can go history and see exactly how is line performing. They can choose delivery, what was this week, quality, what was. Again, it's bringing the data, to everybody. Share the data. That's the most important thing. Don't hide the data. So to summarize our process, it's an old video, but I still like that video. I'm going to share with you the video.
Since the beginning of 2019, DIRTT has made a cultural shift in the way we prioritize safety and improve our total operations performance.
The report gives us counts so that we can see where they fit, understanding that there's a 10-day window.
This change starts with the leadership and goes all the way through to our factories. We've implemented lean manufacturing tools, problem-solving training, and performance tracking initiatives. One of the key elements in doing this well is having the right team in place. So let's meet the team.
The goal is to finish in 2 months almost everything. There are 3 steps to improve our quality. First, it was establish the quality team and the operation excellence team. Next, start building our DIRTT quality measuring system. So if we go to best time, worst time, if everything's okay, how long it's going to take you? 1 hour? Metrics, it start measuring our internal and external deficiency. Then you want to be in control, it start standardize our operation procedures, SOPs. And then when you have that, you can start doing the layer process audit. You need to start investigating all your issues. That's how you know how to tackle the problems.
Whether it's using barcodes on the factory floor to streamline information processes or investing in better tools and equipment, we're constantly finding ways to improve. A big part of this is using SQ-DIP boards in all of our factories.
This is on the job side.
That's right. So this
We're going to get too closer to what happened with that.
SQ-DIP stands for Safety, Quality, Delivery, Inventory, and Productivity. It is a quick, simple, visual tool that when someone walks into the plant, they know exactly what's going on in that area. If everything is working great, it gets marked green and it's good to go. If something is an issue on the line, it gets marked red, and we get a cross-functional team to look into everything and come up with a solution so that we get back to green.
What's the situation?
It's a visual management tool that has been practiced by the world-class manufacturing organizations across the world. We at DIRTT now are deploying them, empowering the employees with the tools so that they can be successful doing what they're doing. Safety is our #1 priority. It affects all the other operations performance. When an incident happens on the floor, we get together to find the root cause and fix the problem forever.
We're also using Born boards to track the efficiency of the machinery on our factory floor. Using information from our operators, Born boards help us see exactly where we're not being as efficient as we could be. So it's telling us the different types of downtimes that we have, what's caused us to not be able to meet our targets. We see the data on the plant floor and we use it to prioritize action items and solve problems. How's it going, Koa?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Good. What happened here? By having the SQ-DIP and Born data visible on the floor, it takes the schedule out of the manager's pocket and allows everybody in the plant to see what's going on. So how are we going to make it up though? We have team huddles at the SQ-DIP boards every day. We look at the current performance of each metric. We talk about our biggest problems and what we're doing to solve them. Most importantly, we engage the team to help us find solutions. Technically, what we're trying to do is build an army of problem solvers.
If we need to split them, do you know when they'll be ready?
We're following the same data-driven approach to increase performance at our factories in Calgary, Phoenix, and Savannah. When our new facility in Rock Hill, South Carolina opens in early 2021, we'll use the same techniques there. DIRTT has never been satisfied with the way things are. Improving our safety, quality, and delivery performance is just one more way that we get to build better.
Questions? That's our operation excellent. Let's move to the quality. DIRTT quality management system. Again, this department was established in 2019. We have a quality leader in each plant. So what's, see, we're running late, so I'm going to go a little bit faster, but stop me if you want to, feel free to ask questions. So what the process was in here, it was very easy. First of all, you need to understand your process. So you do a process map of your process. Then you do, it's called FEMA, the failure mode effect analysis, to understand where is the potential to fail in each station or each line. Then after you know where you're supposed to fail, you move to control plan. Control plan to make sure that you put something that's controlling that potential failure. Then you do the SOP, and the last thing you do the LPA. The LPA is to make sure that all this process it's following nicely, and vice versa. You're going back. Process flow, and I didn't mention. Make sure that first of all that was the beginning. What is your quality standard? What is your quality vision? What is your quality goal? When you have that, that's the most important thing. This process, it's a circle. It's going to go back and review, because sometimes a different potential failure will be. If you have a new product, etc. Also in quality, we did training. Again, make sure that you're sharing the information, that they're talking the same language. So we have quality 101 for employee after, again, 3 months. Then we have the QMS process and procedure. Most of that we do into the leaders, supervisor, and we also certify ISO to electrical box. So all the people that work in that area are being in that trained for ISO 9001 2015. So we have a department that it's ISO certified. And of course, we have the CSA, UL, FCS, and Intertech. Those are the standards that we follow at DIRTT. I like the sentence, if you cannot measure, you cannot improve. But remember, sometimes don't overkill the measurement. Sometimes there's a lot of company that I'm noticing, they like to collect a lot of data, and they do nothing with the data. So it's nice to bring the data and slice it and whatever you want to do, but make sure you're using the data. If you don't use the data, don't bring it. And sometimes I found that a lot of companies try to bring data and they're focusing more on the data and then don't understanding what the problem. So they're working and preparing for the meeting, bringing the data for a few weeks, and then they really miss something else. So we measure 3 things here: our supplier quality, internal quality, and external quality. And I'm going to explain. Our supplier quality, we're measuring 3 things. First of all, it was making sure that we have agreement. We didn't have agreement between our supplier. What is our standard? What is the, so procurement was working with our support to establish a purchase agreement to make sure this is the agreement between you and DIRTT. Then we're measuring them on non-conformance material. Make sure that you're really bringing according to our standard. If not, you're going to receive that back, and I'm going to tell you what's going on. And if you need my support, I'm going to support you in the root cause analysis. Then the last thing, what we really try to measure them on we call it a scorecard. How they're performing? Are they bringing our on time? It's good quality. So we're measuring them also on their delivery. Internal quality, what we're measuring, 3 things here. We're measuring the internal quality for each station, for each line, how the line is performing to see where we have an issue. We're measuring, as I mentioned, the OE, and the OE is giving me also the quality. Overall OE stands for overall equipment effectiveness, and it's measuring performance, availability, and quality. And we're measuring the internal help. What is the internal help? Work order is coming to the line, and they don't understand there's an issue there with the information. They're going to stop. We want to make sure that also the supporting that feeding the information to the line, it's correct. So we're measuring that. Now, one thing that I want to make sure that we understand, I call it track, trend, Pareto, and RCA. Don't only just track, make sure that you have the right trend, make sure that you're focusing on the right problem, Pareto them, and then do a good root cause analysis. Usually we're waiting to see if it's really trend by 4 weeks. Not what happened last week, immediately that's a problem. Maybe that was one glitch. Usually you want to collect the data for 4 weeks or 12 weeks and make sure that this is the right Pareto. Don't start immediately if it's happened last week. Do a Kaizen and immediately try to solve that. Make sure that it's the right thing. As you see, in each one, we do track, trend, Pareto, RCA. In external efficiency, we're measuring 4 things. Our efficiency per million. We're measuring our warranty, our pull and go. Pull and go, it's something that we don't need to produce. It's just from the shelf. You take and ship it. And we're measuring our chargeback. Chargebacks, it's something that we ship that. It was wrong. And now they need to fix it at the field. That's what we're measuring. That was a quick on our quality site. I know quality, you need to talk more, but the last department that I want to talk about is the process engineering. Also, the process engineering was established in 2019. We have a process engineer in each plant. They're pretty much responsible on 2 things: manage and improve existing process. So I like the sentence. If it's some people say to me, if it's working, don't touch. I have a different sentence. If it's working, touch it and improve it. Make sure that their goal is to make sure that the process it's nice and flow. If they need to design a different jig, they need to design a different way, layout, whatever. This is the first thing. Manage and improve existing process and support a new process. Those are the two pillars that the process engineer need to follow. How they're doing that? Again, collecting the data, be at the Gamba, at the line. Not only collecting the data, you need to be at the line with the operator, observe them, do time study, whatever need to be done. Do a good root cause analysis, do a good corrective action. Manage your progress with a 3D report, and then make sure you do a management of change. And I'm going to talk about management of change. We had an issue that really everybody's changing everything. Procurement suddenly decided to change this material. Our design people decided to change that. Nobody communicate that to the line. Suddenly we see, oh, there's a new glue. Oh, we see it's a new way. So we established a process that's called MOC, Management of Change, or some people familiar with that with Engineering Change of Notification, ECN. Anything that the product already exists and you want the change in the product, it's need to go to a process. We try to make the process very simple, but you need the support from engineering to make sure that you really, the glue that you're changing, it's really the glue that really is going to work for us. And it's according to our standard, according to the control limit, upper control limit. So it's following the procedures, make sure that you follow that quality check, and you're good to go. So we established the MOC for any change for the product that exists. Then we established the NPI, New Product Introduction. Again, we put here 5 gates. Make sure that you understand what you want to develop. Sometimes the design people, or I call it the sales or whatever, they live in the, let's call it nicely, in the la-la land sometimes, and it's not doable to production. It's nice in AutoCAD to take a door that it's 100 pounds and lift it in the air, and while it's in the air, the operator can come and screw all the screws. That's not going to work in reality. And then with the engineer, we need to define which machine can pick the door in the air, and the operator can come safely put those screws. So understand what you want. The process engineer will be part of that. Design that, prototype, beta, and pilot. In each, and you see the process lane here, in each station, there's a few gates that I call it to make sure that you really follow the process, and really it's something that it's doable. So NPI was also established in 2021. Make sure that any product that coming to the line, it's really can be designed, can be produced safely, and can be produced by a good quality, and it's doable for production. To finish, what is next? As you can see, lean assessment, it's we started from almost 0.5. When we started in 2019, it was almost nothing. You see how slowly we jump, and every year we're doing the assessment. It's just to understand where you are and where you want to be. And you see this spider chart that really, it's put yourself where you are today and where you want to go, and then you're going to put your corrective action to come there. So we started 0.5, and our goal to be in 2.8 in 2022. That's it. Questions? Just in time.
Thank you, Ellie.
Ellie, great presentation. I realize how much more I need to learn, and thank you for sharing.
Hi, this is Juan Rojas. I'm with Turner Construction Company. I'd like to just ask, in general, it seemed like the DIRTT rollout of a lot of this new lean kind of concepts, went very quickly. So just wondering how the workforce accepted and embraced, and what did you do to get buy-in?
Perfect. And remember what I said for the beginning. You need to involve the people. If you want to do the culture change management, your operator, your employee, everybody need to be part of that change. You cannot decide and do the change. They need to be part of you. Need to be in the Kaizen. They need to be trained. Need to understand the same language. So make sure they part of that change. Involve them. Sometimes I say, by not involving, people are more frustrating. Example, when you want to do a change, and really I'm gonna, and this is human being. I'm gonna like the change, but you didn't share it with me, you didn't consult with me. I'm gonna be against that. That's typical human being. People would like to be part of that, and that's why I'm sharing with them, and I'm making sure that they're part of that. So the process owner is all the time in that location when we don't gonna do the change. If there's no process owner, no change. And process owner, it's shift A and shift B. Both of them need to be, because you remember sometimes there's a competition between shift A and shift B. If he organized the line how he wants, I'm gonna change that the way I want. So they need to be part. That's the secret.
Well, thank you. More questions from our attendees this morning. You'll notice on the screen, we have a QR code. We would love to have your feedback about this morning's presentation. If you can scan that with your smart device, it'll take you to a very short fill in the blank form. And we've had them post our community of practice email address, just lcigdmcop@gmail.com. So follow us on LinkedIn and go to YouTube and search for our LCI Greater Des Moines Community of Practice, and subscribe to our channel and catch up on all our prior virtual presentations. Watch our LinkedIn page for the next meeting announcement. And with that, I will sign off. Thank you.